every 3 persons practice open defecation, amounting to approximately 37% of the population. FCT Minister of State Ramatu Tijani Aliu called on the FCT Ruwasa and all stakeholders to accelerate action and efforts aimed at making FCT open defecation free.
A conducive environment is now provided for the emergence of public conveniences, business ecosystem, sanitation value chain, and safe hygiene practices across our communities in the Federal Capital Territory. As these facilities are being rolled out, I am confident that our private sector partners will sustain the current level of commitment to the program to guarantee success.
Once we ensure safe and adequate sanitation facilities in our households, in our public places, it means increasing adequate provision of sanitation and eradicating the practice of open defecation, which has become a global concern.
FCT Permanent Secretary Olushade Adeshola, represented by the director in his office, Prosper Ibe, says the FCT administration has drawn up a roadmap to end open defecation in the territory by the year 2025, in line with the national target and vision.
The FCT being a microcosm of Nigeria and therefore a part of the global community is strongly committed to the ideals. Accordingly, today marks the beginning of a milestone towards achieving open defecation-free Federal Capital Territory.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration also maintained that it will continue to support and encourage private sector collaboration and participation in the provision of public conveyances in line with the private sector to create jobs while improving the people's living condition. In Abuja, Ifani Isumba, NT News.
Our correspondent Onotu Yakubu is standing by at the moment to give us the latest update on the lingering long field queues in Abuja. Hi, Onotu.
Hi, Colin. Good afternoon.
All right, good afternoon. If you can hear me very well, what is the situation out there at the moment?
I must say one is, so to speak, biting harder than the consumers would have envisaged. Presently, I am at the Rano filling station just at Utako, or just directly Jabi. The queues are getting longer by the day, and as at the time we got here, we visited one before on our way to this place with a couple of locations, and it's the same situation we have here. It's been complained from the consumers of how they have been on the queues for so long. But then I have one of the consumers here with me who will share his experience with us. All right, so you go ahead. What's your name, sir?
My name is Dan Elkana Moses. I've been here since after 6.
And what has your experience been like?
Actually, it's not fair because since then they have been giving fuel, but since I reached the gate, they had finished. So we have to wait for the sun that they do now.
No. While you were here before the close of the gate, today, was the movement like? Were they attending to
No, they were attending to us very well because they were using almost all.
All right. So as compared to since the scarcity to what you had today, how do you compare what the situation is now to what it was?
It's much better now because since they don't start selling all the filling stations, very soon everything will be well.
Attention, Ben. Thank you, sir. All right. So you heard it from him. It's actually been one of nasty experience before now, but from the fillers, it was a bit better off today. But though behind me you still see the queue stretches for as far as you can see. The travel is quite very far.
And
for those who manage
your input from that end, we are sorry we will not be able to continue with that conversation because of the unstable nature of the picture there. And moving on with the news, the Federal Capital Development Authority, FCDA, says any structure built on waterways in any part of the territory will be pulled down before the May 14, 2022 rainfall pattern prediction released by NIMET. This is a fallout of an emergency meeting of stakeholders to discuss mitigation of flood disaster in the nation's capital. Onotu Yakubu brings us insights.
Occasional incidents of flooding have already been recorded in the FCT in the off-calendar rains so far. And NIMET says there is going to be an above-normal rainfall of about 1,000 meters this season, starting from the 14th of May. This emergency meeting of stakeholders on flooding is in response to prevent the unforeseen situation, which they say may be inevitable.
Whenever they suspect they saw that there is going to be flooding within the period, they block the bicycle path and just leave it for the flood water to come.
Yesterday, as already pointed out by the Executive Secretary, we went around the city. After departing from the Gogoma, we went to Treadmore. We saw the situation. It is beyond our thinking here, because definitely actions need to be taken there.
The problems are largely caused by humans. The buildings we mentioned, the encroachments and all are by humans. And these humans know very well that going to get just a title bearing a marked document or going to get a court order will quash all what we have been discussing here for the past 2 hours. And we must also find a way to go around it and get these structures quickly removed.
The meeting assured that victims of the enforcement exercise had been communicated, especially owners and occupants of the affected structures which were legally built.
Here in FCD, we are not only looking at it from the engineering point of view, but as well as from the physical planning point of view. You have said the engineering solution oftentimes cause problems. Yeah, in terms of flooding, if you are saying where you have a non-developed environment, and like has been expressed by the GFM2.
The Honorable Minister has given us directives that all obstructions, like I kept saying, should be removed, because he is going to tolerate zero tolerance in terms of any violation. And then we cannot sit down and be looking at people dying and losing their own property. And that has given us a very good encouragement for us to really discharge our responsibilities.
Expectations are that mitigation efforts at interfaces such as these will bring the required solution. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
The Federal Capital Territory Administration has evolved measures to recover 29 billion naira owed it as ground rent by land allottees in the FCT. The General Counsel and Secretary of the Legal Services Secretariat of the FCTA, Muhammad Babangida Umar, disclosed this after the FCT Executive Committee meeting in Abuja. Onozi Yakubu has the details.
The Land Use Act allows the FCT administration to recover ground rents through the Magistrate Court. In an interview after the FCT Executive Committee meeting, the General Counsel, Muhammad Umar, disclosed that the administration will begin the use of the instrumentality of the courts to recover the 29 billion naira owed the administration.
It is our intention that very soon, debtors and people who are recalcitrant, who have refused to pay their ground rents and other rents due and payable to the state administration, will be made to do so by being sued to court, and if they don't pay, may forfeit their titles on such lands. We have been handling over 3,000 cases in various courts in Nigeria, using mainly in-house counsel and where necessary external counsel. That we have done at no extra court administration. We have saved the FCT administration billions of naira in terms of damages that would have otherwise been paid if judgments were given against the administration.
These residents who are yet to pay their ground rents to do so or risk the prescribed penalties.
We would be in a position to get the Chief Judge of the FCT to give special jurisdiction to magistrate courts, specialized magistrate courts that will be specifically established on this matter alone. So we believe that if these courts are established with specific mandate on this item, we wouldn't have any problem, because they would be focusing more on special courts for the recovery of outstanding ground rents due to the FCT administration.
The FCT ESCO meeting chaired by the FCT Minister Muhammad Musa Bello also received briefings from the Director General of the FCT Emergency Management Agency, Abbas Idris, on the flooding situation in the nation's capital. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Towards ensuring effective service delivery in the public sector, the Federal Capital Territory Administration has commenced training of its workforce on the need to comply with the standard operating procedures. Again, Onoze Yakubu tells us more.
The standard operating procedure is a component of the Enterprise Control Management System of the Federal Civil Service Strategy and Implementation Plan 2021 to 2025. It was launched by the head of the Civil Service of the Federation to culminate into the digitalization of service processes and operations. Participants at this training are drawn from the FCT secretariat departments and agencies. Declaring the workshop open, FCTA Permanent Secretary Olushade Adeshola said standard operating procedures are globally recognized as manuals that serve as a guide to personnel in performing the operational tasks accurately and effectively.
One of the initiatives from the Office of Head of Service is to develop standard operating procedures so that everybody will know what is expected of them and be able to do it.
We are encouraging the participants here to do their best and make sure that they set the standard for themselves, which falls in line with the standard practice that is supposed to be obtained in all ministries, departments, and agencies of government.
Acting Director, Reform Coordination and Service Improvement Department, Jumai Amadou, says that 12 frontline SDAs have been carefully selected to pilot the implementation of the SOPs and will be deployed to other SDAs.
This is the first phase, only 12 out of about 30 departments that we have. So, and again, one good thing is that the participants of this first phase are going to be our resource persons for the next phase.
The training will last 10 days. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
And talking health now, poor working environment, remuneration, welfare, and many more factors are responsible for the mass exodus of nurses and other healthcare workers from the country to Europe. These authorities say results to brain drain. Serafina Okon-Umekwe examines the impact this will have on the Nigerian healthcare system.
This is my first time here, but the treatment they gave me was good. I haven't seen doctor yet, but the nurses from where I bought my card to where they took my BP and my temperature and my weight, they are good. So if that people should take care of me like that, what will be of me seeing the doctor?
Let them try to make it better for everybody. That's just our concern.
Services are very good.
Testimonies of excellent professional conduct of Nigerian nurses. They pride themselves as being the best hands with utmost skills and capacity. In the face of pandemics such as cholera outbreaks, Ebola, COVID-19, and now the trending one, monkeypox, these frontliners stood up and are still standing strong to the greater global challenge called the new normal.
Investing in nursing is a very good thing, and we want the federal government to take it upon themselves. One, how do you invest in nursing? You can invest in human resource, you can invest in nursing education. The human resource has to do with the individuals, and I want to tell you that our nurses in Nigeria are the best, even outside the country. As
Nigeria joins the rest of the world in commemorating the International Nurses Week, the leadership, Comrade Deborah Yusuf, is calling on the government to effectively invest on human capital development and infrastructure at all levels of primary, secondary, and tertiary health institutions, as this will reduce brain drain, stop high rate of migration of health workers seeking greener pastures abroad, and drastically stopping medical tourism, as a healthy nation leads to a healthy economy. The 2022 theme says, nurses, a voice to lead, invest in nursing and respect rights to secure global health. Serafina Okon-Umekwe, NTA News.
You're watching the 1 p.m. news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. We'll take a break and we'll come back with more news. Stay tuned.
News as a commodity is our trade. When it breaks in the FCT and environs, our team of professional reporters will definitely be there. NTA Channel 5 Abuja News, using news to connect the grassroots people with the newsmakers and uniting the nation. We serve you the depths of news in politics, economy, education, health, security, infrastructure, even in times of emergencies. Always join our news build at 1 and 7 p.m. daily to be informed of the latest and current happenings. Our on-air personalities are the professionals you desire on the screen. NTA Channel 5 Abuja News, telling you the real news, verifiable and factual, with no room for fake news.
Thank you for staying with us on the news at 1 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. The FCT Independent Electoral Commissioner Yahaya Bello has advised that the synergy between the Commission and political parties should be sustained, especially as the country is gearing up for the 2023 general elections. Aisha Obali reports.
With the release of INEC's timetable for primaries and some aspirants of some political parties already picking forms of interest, it is a clear indication that campaigns will soon start ahead of 2023. INEC says it is necessary for political parties to partner with its voter education department.
And you have said so again, that the issue of sensitization and mobilization of the youth to participate in political activities is not an issue that is supposed to be left in the hands of INEC alone.
As our political parties mobilizing voters, Yahya Bello tasked the team of youth who were in his office on a courtesy visit to also advise their supporters to try and get their PVCs.
Number of uncollected PVCs, permanent voter cards, that we have used since 2019, and they are still not connected. We don't want this exercise, when it ends in June, to have a stack of uncollected PVCs which will not be collected for election. This is very important.
The leader of the delegation, Simeon Aneke, commended INEC over the continuous voter registration exercise, but also appealed that the synergy between INEC and political parties should be consolidated with the provision of logistics.
We are now coming to INEC to get the first-hand information. All we need to do to get our voters card. All we need to do to get our transfer of voters card.
While INEC recounts the FCT election experience, it hopes that the 500 zero polling unit will be made active by 2023. In Abuja, Aisha Obali, NTA News.
And looking at education, it is a fact that no nation can make meaningful progress with a high number of its youth uneducated. Hence the urgent need to renew synergy to ensure more children are in school. Tessie Omeri in this special report seeks expert solutions in tackling educational challenges hindering knowledge acquisition with a view to enhancing our critical socio-economic development.
It is on record that the federal government has decried the rate of out-of-school children in Nigeria, promising action leading to a reversal of the anomaly, with the UNICEF statistics revealing that about 10.5 million children aged between 5 to 14 years are out of school in Nigeria, and only 61% of 6 to 11 years old regularly attending primary school, while only 35.6% of children aged 36 to 59 months receive early childhood education. It is a worrisome figure experts describe as disturbing and requiring swift action.
Governments have put in a lot of measures on the ground in order to ensure that those who attend school get the best of education that the government can afford under these circumstances. But until the insurgency is over, we cannot control the issue of out-of-school children. For places where insurgency is not taking place, well, I don't know where they got their records, but what we know is that the government is doing the best they can do at all levels to provide education to the teeming populace. However, I know it is a very difficult thing, government, because it is a resource-based effort.
Beyond the numbers lie the poor quality of teachers, children overall conduct, and insecure environments for learning.
Training of teachers should be strictly adhered to. You look at our schools now from primary to tertiary level, you see a lot of people that are not even competent at teaching our educational systems. It's really bastardizing the system of education in this country. What I mean is, and we have a body we call TRCN, Teacher Registration Council of Nigeria, who's supposed to regulate this body.
In a unanimous position, they call for synergy amongst stakeholders, especially among parents, teachers, and policymakers, to ensure that children are provided with the necessary support to maximize the huge potentials of education, since it is the only way the Nigerian society can be better, reliable, developed, and peaceful. In Abuja, Tessie Omeri, NTA News.
And on sports news, Flying Eagles of Nigeria made it through to the semi-finals of the WAFU B Under-20 soccer tournament in Niger, as the Qatar 2022 World Cup trophy tours the world in company of former world football stars. Details with Wayne Dogo on Sports Brief.
The Flying Eagles of Nigeria defeated their Burkina Faso counterparts to qualify for the semi-final stage of the WAFU B Under-20 tournament. It was a physical game as well as a close contest, as Les Etalons of Burkina Faso came from behind twice to level scores in a 4-goal thriller. Midfielder Daniel Daga was voted man of the match after a good job in the middle of the park, giving the Flying Eagles 4 points as they made it through to the semi-finals. Meanwhile, Ika Casillas and Kaká arrived in Ghana with the World Cup trophy. The trophy will be on a global journey that would include Ghana and all 31 remaining qualifying countries for the first time ahead of the FIFA World Cup to be staged in Qatar in November. Kaká shared his passion for the game, saying it is an incredible honor to be part of the tour. He also added that FIFA is committed to providing additional opportunities to have a wider positive social and environmental impact, as well as a strong new benchmark in the delivery of the worldwide sporting event. To tennis, Naomi Osaka will no longer be represented by IMG and has announced her intention to start up her own sport and talent agency. Osaka believes that striking out on her own is the next logical step for her in a trailblazing career. With Sports Brief, Wayne Dogo, NTA News.
The Sports Brief there concludes the news at 1 p.m. Thanks for watching, and another bulletin comes up at 7 p.m. Stay safe and be vigilant. I am Nolene Ebel Ame. Good afternoon.